udali nami ngiyakhumbula lelo langa sihleli sisemaweni udali nami ngiyakhumbula lelo langa sihleli sisemaweni udali nami ngiyakhumbula lelo langa sihleli sisemaweni lelo langa nami ngathola intambo ethuma wami uphethwe ikhanda nami ngahamba emakhaya lelo langa nami ngathola intambo ethuma wami uphethwe ikhanda nami ngahamba emakhaya sengiphethwe inkumbulo ngizwilo yangcinga sengisithwa zindaba ezakithi sengiphethwe inkumbulo ngizwilo yangcinga sengisithwa zindaba ezakithi wendaba ezikude zingumasithela zimfihlela wena wema wendaba ezikude.
Hi everybody, welcome to our second episode of Sing'sithela Wena. Today we are talking about race and ethnicities found in Africa. We are as many and as diverse as they come. With me today is Mr. Arnold Mayibongwe Nkala again. Mr. Arnold Mayibongwe Nkala, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hello and thank you so much. Thank you.
What have you got for us today?
Oh, okay. Today we are going to be talking about the races of Africa. Yes, races of Africa. And the ethnic groups are part of the races of Africa. So we will be talking about that. But mostly we'll be talking about races of Africa.
Okay. Yeah. Before we go any further, can we just define race and ethnicity? Is there a difference or are they one and the same thing?
It's a complicated answer, but okay, I will try. So scientifically, there is no such thing as a pure race. Let's begin there.
Okay.
Due to interbreeding between populations around the globe and Africa included. So race is a social construct.
Yes.
Without any biological meaning. So there's no political meaning, So we will use it as a general way of sorting out the presentation.
Okay. So if
race from yes. Yes.
If it's a social construct, so is it that society that you live in that defines the race, or is it a much broader thing now?
It depends. Some societies, they define themselves as this race. Sometimes other people define that society as that race.
Okay.
So and even us, some race.
Hello.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
It depends, right?
Yes.
Sometimes a society can define itself to say we belong to this race, right?
Okay.
Like a community. Sometimes other communities, they can define a certain group to say this group belongs to this race,
okay.
or to this ethnicity. And at other times, even us researchers, like the anthropologists and sociologists, we group people according to say certain races as we see it in our perceptions, as we see it, the way we think it can simplify how we can make people understand other people.
Okay. So today, how are you using the term race and ethnicity?
Okay, today I am going to use it in a holistic way.
Okay.
I'm going to be very holistic. I'm going to use my way as a researcher. Their way meaning that community, and their way as in other communities, because like as I say, it's a social construct.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's about people understanding what we are talking about. So there is no scientific meaning There's no biological meaning there. It's just a social construct. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can say I can say this group belongs to this race. Then maybe that group will say the other thing, or that group will say we belong to this race. And other people say so. I'm gonna use the holistic
approach
presentation.
Okay.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So race from a general perspective, like by saying maybe you are black or you are white. Like as I said, literally there is no. Like literally and scientifically, there's no person who is black and who is white in color.
Yes.
I think you can agree with me on that. But
yes,
we
absolutely.
say this is a black person, this is a white person, but there's no someone who looks like snow. There's no someone who looks like coal.
Yes.
Yeah. So race. So in sociology, so I am going to define it in research terms since I'm a researcher. So in sociology. Race is the classification of people according to their physical appearances and how they perceive themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, that is race. Now, with ethnicity, we can say, let's say there is a certain race, right? A certain race.
Uh-huh.
Within that race, there are subgroups or there are groups that make that race.
Okay.
So people can be of the same race, but they'll be of different subgroups. You see?
I see.
Yeah. For example, like you find a certain group maybe in Zambia, they'll be identifying themselves as this in a certain name, and then you will find another one, another group maybe in Zimbabwe. It identifies itself with a certain name, but they both belong to the same race.
Okay.
So now it's about entering in a race and then subdividing people according to how they perceive themselves or how they identify themselves.
Okay.
So that is ethnic. So that is ethnicity. And within ethnicity, there are also tribes. Remember, there are ethnic groups. There are also tribes. We also have got tribes in Africa.
Lots of them.
Yeah. Lots of
Thousands
so tribes,
of them.
Thousands.
Yes.
So tribes, they make up an ethnic group. Let me make it an example. Like let's say the Shona people, right,
Yes.
of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
They belong to the Shona ethnic group, right?
Uh-huh.
Then they belong, and then within that group there are tribes like the Korekore tribe, the Manyika, the Zezuru, the Karanga. It's like that.
Yes.
You see. So, and then within tribes again, there are also divisions called clans.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So clans are it's a family. It's a very big family within that tribe.
Okay.
You see? Yes. Yes. So these tribes, they are made up of different families. Yes.
Okay.
So they are very big. And some of family members, they can leave a certain tribe or a certain ethnic group and go and live to another ethnic group or to another tribe. And then they will leave their kinsmen back home.
Okay. So today we are talking about the bigger grouping.
Yes. Today we are talking about the bigger, because we can finish, if we can talk about clans and tribes and ethnic groups, we will take the whole year, because like you said, it's thousands and thousands.
Yes.
So today we'll be concentrating more on race. So with race, it is going to be easy for someone to understand what is an ethnic group, what is a tribe, what is a clan.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So I managed to collect about 15 races. 15 races.
Okay.
And some of the races, they're also identified as ethnic groups. Some of them.
Okay.
You see. So in some there is no much difference.
Okay.
Between an ethnic group, especially if that group is very small. If it is small, it can represent itself as a tribe and as an ethnic group again.
Okay.
Yes. So now with my sorting of the presentation, I'll be starting from north going down south, meaning from North Africa up to South Africa.
Okay.
So we will start in the north.
Okay.
So the first group that we are going to talk about is the Amazigh people. Or the Amazigh.
Oh, okay.
Amazigh or the Amazigh, yes.
Or the Amazite.
So
Amazite, okay.
Yes, Amazigh, yes. I think we are going to have a problem with pronunciation.
No. I think pronunciation in Africa is very diverse. So
it's very diverse.
If we've made a mistake, please somebody correct us in the comments. We are not experts.
Yes,
we are.
Yes. Because some of these names they are based on the language that these people speak.
Okay.
So I won't be able to manage to say it the way. Sometimes maybe I won't be able to manage to say it the way they say it.
Yes, absolutely.
So our listeners are going to forgive us for that.
Okay, please.
So you see, so I'm going to use the Amazigh because I think you know them better than I, because you were in Morocco like this month, right? So I'm going to say Amazigh.
Okay.
Because you met them personally.
No, I met the other groups. I may have met the Amazigh, but I didn't know. So please.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell us
All
more.
right. Okay. So the Amazigh, some people they call them the Berbers. Like most people they call them the Berbers. Yes.
Oh, so that's the Berber.
The race. Yes, those are the Berbers. From my understanding, the word Berber was from the Romans. The Romans, they are the ones who referred to them as the Berbers, and it seems like they were trying to say they are barbaric. From my understanding, from my researches,
okay.
That is how. I don't know how you. Yes, I don't know. Since you're in Morocco, I don't know what you like. How do they perceive themselves? Do they perceive themselves as Berbers?
Yes, they're very proud to be Berbers, and they are very wide in their in their race. There are some that look like me, and others that are. Yes. I'll let you continue, and then I'll jump in.
All right. So. Okay, so we are. So I am going to call them the Amazigh race, the race Amazigh race.
Okay.
So they are about like mostly they are found in the Maghreb region, Maghreb.
Yes. Okay, that's
a region.
That's the far north of Africa.
Yes. So the Europeans used to refer to them during colonization as Hamites, as the Hamites.
Okay.
So you see now I am trying to show you how like people perceive themselves and how people and other people perceive them.
Yes.
So how, the word Hamite is from the Bible, from the Christian Bible, or from the Judaistic scripture, Holy Scripture. Yes. So there was someone who was called Ham, who was the son of Noah. He is the Bible. Ham, the son of Noah. But there is no scientific evidence or multi-religious evidence to prove that. You see, so but so now if you go to the old scripture or to the old researches or old documents, you will see like there are people who are called Hamites. They'll be referring to this race.
Okay.
Like the Hamites, but I don't think they refer to themselves as Hamites because it's more of a biblical. Or it's more of an outsider perspective.
Okay.
So now as researchers we have got a problem with some of these names that we find when we are trying to when we are researching. Some of these names they're even derogatory or insulting. You see.
Yes.
So and then you will not even know, and then you will not even know as a researcher, and then you take that name. And then you say it to the people, and then you are now indirectly insulting people without
knowing.
So we have got that problem. So I was saying some of the information we find, especially from outsiders, some of them they put us into trouble. So people must forgive us for that.
Okay.
Sometimes it is not intentional.
It's not intentional.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes. So there are about I said there are about 30 million of them, right? And they are found in places like Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Niger, and Mauritania.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where, yes, this is where.
they are
before
found.
I forget about Ham, yes, before I forget about Ham, in the Bible, Ham cursed or he was cursed because he laughed at his naked father. So according to the Bible, this is a cursed race. According to the Bible.
Okay.
People who are interpreting the Bible, they say the Hamites are cursed. But you see, it's an outsider perspective.
Again, yes. And somebody's interpretation of the Bible.
Yes. And some people, they even say that the Hamites are Africans. So we Africans, biblically, we are cursed. I think you have heard of that, right?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of that? But Africans are cursed. Yes, it's because of this harm. But that is someone's interpretation, and especially people who are trying to enslave Africans
using the Bible,
or colonize Africans.
Yes.
Yes, they were using the Bible. Yes. So the Hamites, like as you say, they are in different colors, but mostly they are light skinned, and some have blonde hair and blue eyes. So they are one of the earliest inhabitants in the African Mediterranean coast, in the Mediterranean coast, plains and mountains ranges there. Yes.
So they are nomads.
So they go by, yes. Some of them they are nomads, some they are semi-nomads. Yes, some of them they are nomads, some of them they are semi, depending on the tribe or those subgroups that they live in. Some they live in the desert, in the Sahara. Obviously, the Sahara you have to be going around. Some they live in semi-air. So they don't have a specific settlement pattern.
Okay.
Because there are a big group. Because some are in Niger, in Mali. Some even in Mali or Niger. Some of them they're even permanent. They've got permanent settlements.
Okay.
So they don't have a specific. Yeah.
Or maybe during colonization, people were forced to be settled even though they were nomads. Because you couldn't, where before colonization, they could move across borders. Colonization forced them to be settled into certain boundaries.
Very, very true. Very true, yes. In Africa, we just have one motherland. So people will just be moving from one place to another as a means of survival, because most of it, like that place in the north is in the desert, so you have to move around for pastures, because they have got animals, right? They keep animals, camels, yes. So you have to go around looking for water, looking for pastures, yes. So
absolutely.
So they are being influenced by the environment, by the physical environment that they find themselves in.
So, is this the same group as the Moors?
The Moors, I can say but the Moors, they were more like, it was during the time when now they have been Arabized, or when they have been Islamized. But it's almost the same thing. Yes, we can say that.
Okay.
Yes, but yes, we can say, because people have been transforming. Moors were more of, now they had some sort of Arabic element. Speaking of the culture, Moors, when Europeans say the Moors, they talk about traders. They were mostly traders, but at that time, mostly they have been Arabized. At that time. So according to my understanding.
I say that because when I was in Morocco, the Berber, as you said, this is the same group. They said their diversity comes from when they conquered Andalusia. That's Spain and all those other Christianic nations. So when they conquered them, and so that's why some of them are closer to European kind of
Yes.
skin
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's where that inheritance, can we call it that, where they inherited that
Yes.
that kind of skin tone and
Yes. So in the 11th century, right?
yes.
Yeah, in the 11th century, the Amazigh, or the Berbers, they established a mighty empire called the Almoravid Empire.
Okay.
So this Almoravid Empire, it is the one which managed to
conquer
defeat
Spain
the Castile.
and
Yes, the Castile, those are present day Spaniards, and they controlled the southern Iberia. Iberia is, we can say, Portugal, Spain. Yeah. So they were later again also conquered.
Yes.
These these people of the Almoravid Empire.
As
that
empires
was in the 11th. Yes.
They expand
so
and then
this,
they are conquered
Almoravid
as well.
Empire.
Okay.
Yes. So that is where there was this admixture with the Europeans, with some of the Europeans.
Okay.
Yes. So now I'm going to give you the examples of the Amazigh.
Okay.
Like as we said, now we are going to ethnicity, right?
Yes.
Now we are not going to ethnicity. Yes.
Okay.
So examples will be more of ethnicity. Yeah. So we have got the Shawi people, or like who are found in the Ouz Mountains in Algeria and Tunisia. They are called the Shawi people.
Okay.
The Shawi.
Okay.
Yes. And then we have got the Rifians. We call them the Rifians. They are found in the Rif Mountains of Morocco.
Okay.
And then we have got the Kabyles. The Kabyles, they are found in Algeria. The Kabyles. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So generally, their language is called Tamazic or Tamazic. Their language.
They are okay.
Yeah, but it is being spoken in different dialects. So each ethnic group will have its own dialect, right?
In all those groups that you mentioned, they speak one language in different dialects.
Yes, they speak one language in different dialects. But some of them, they now even include Arab. But we are Arabic. But we are going to talk about that.
Okay.
Now we are talking about them in their native setting.
In native tongues.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And due to globalization, some of them now, they are now found even in European countries. For example, like the people of Morocco, the Berbers of Morocco, you can even find them in Belgium, in France. You can find them in the Netherlands today.
Okay.
There are so many there. They have got communities there, and most of them, they went after World War II.
Okay.
Most of them, they went after World War II, which is after. Yes, there was a lack of human resource because many men had been killed during the World War II. So there was a high need of men to come and rebuild some of the destroyed infrastructure in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah. So like for example, let's say in the Netherlands, they accepted Moroccans and then even the Turkish people. So this is why there are so many Turkish people and Moroccans in European countries like Netherlands. Yes. So they went there as people who were going there to go and build, to be builders, and those kind of I can say unskilled jobs, whereby you'll be in the infrastructure industry. Yes. So there'll be buildings, railways, and everything. So that is how they got there.
Okay.
And they've got communities there. Like for example, in the Hague, in the Netherlands, there's a suburb called Schildelbert. There are many there. There are many Berbers there in Schildelbert. Yes. So yes. and then they also have, and then the Amazites also have got offshoots. There are people now who came from them, and then they are now identifying themselves in other names.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, we have got people called, we had people called the Guanches. The Guanches, they are in the Canary Islands.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Guanches have got, so the Guanches, they interpret with the Europeans to come up with the current Canarians. So the current people of the Canary Islands today, they are a mixture of Europeans and Guanches who emanated from the Amazigh people.
How did they get there? Was it during slave trade, or did they settle there?
I think some of them they went there, like, since it was an island, they just left.
They just settled.
Then they went to stay. Yes, okay. Yes. And then the Europeans
came.
Yes. So most of their culture there is Spanish, because they are now part of Greater Portugal.
Okay.
They are now part of they are now part of Greater Portugal. Even though they have got an autonomous geopolitical administration, it's like, like the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has got other territories like Gibraltar.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So yes. So now these Guanches they are now Portuguese in that way. Yes. Yeah. But now they don't even call themselves Guanches. They call themselves Canarians. They were Guanches before they intermixed with the Europeans. Yes. So and then we have got some Maderians. There's a place called Madeira.
Yes.
I think you have heard about it, right?
Yes, I have.
Yes. It is also an autonomous region of Portugal in the African plate. And the Maderians, they also have got an Amazigh blood.
Okay.
So those ones they went as slaves for the Portuguese. And some of them were even Guanches when they went there. So within the Maderians there, we have got Amazigh blood.
Okay.
And then we have got the Sahrawian people. The Sahrawian people, they've got mixed Amazigh, Arab, and Black African blood. Have you ever heard of a place called Western Sahara?
Yes.
Western Sahara. Yes. Western Sahara is more like a contested area. So some of it is being controlled by Morocco, and then there's another one being controlled by the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. So the people there, they are called the Sahrawian people.
Is this a different race now, or are we still talking about the?
We are still talking about the Amazigh.
Okay, the Amazites.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is another tribe.
No, I am telling you about the people who came out of there and mixed with others to come up with different ethnic groups.
Okay.
So, like as I said, that in a family, some family members will leave and go and stay to another country or to another ethnic group.
And mix with others.
And form maybe a new group. Yes. So we have got the Amazigh people like you who mixed with the Arabs and the Black Africans in the Western Sahara.
Okay.
In the Western Sahara there.
Okay.
So the Sahrawian people they've got a mixed Amazigh, Arabic, and Black African blood.
Okay, I see.
You see, they have got Amazigh ancestors, yes. So, and then they have got a country called like I said, there's a country called Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, but it is partially recognized by some United Nations members, like 45 of them.
Okay.
And Morocco is one of those countries that does not recognize that country because Morocco says
it
that
as
it
part
is
of its territory.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they speak Arabic and Spanish
Okay.
in that country. And then we have got the Tuareg people.
Yes.
Of Sahara. They are found in the Sahara, like in Libya, Algeria, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria. So the Tuareg, they are an offshoot of the Amazigh people.
Okay.
Yes, they have got Amazigh blood, yes.
Okay.
And they are tall, yes, they are very tall people. There's a car, do you know a VW SUV car called Tuareg?
Yes, I've seen
Tuareg.
it, yes.
Yes, it's from them. The name was derived from them because they are a very tough people in the Sahara. They've managed
to survive under very difficult conditions.
So that's why VW wanted a name that they can identify to their youth, because Tuareg was the first VW SUV. So they wanted a name that they can identify with this SUV. So they wanted a name that will make people understand that this SUV is very tough. So they said we are going to call it VW Tuareg because there are people called the Tuareg people in the Sahara.
Okay, yeah. I see.
Yeah. So that's the first group.
Yes.
So the second group is the ethnic Egyptians. We have got the ethnic Egyptians. So it's more of a race and also an ethnicity. Like they said, these are ethnic Egyptians.
Okay.
Yes. So they are very much connected with the civilization of ancient Egypt. The people that I'm talking about now, they are the ones who are very much connected with that civilization of Egypt.
Along the River Nile. This concludes part 1 of Races of Africa. Join us soon for part 2. A big thank you to Mr. Arnold Mayibongwe Nkala. And please remember to like, follow, and most importantly, share our podcast if you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate your support. See you soon.
Masitela zingifihlela wena wema wendaba ezikude zingumasitela zingifihlela wena wema ngizwilo yangcinga sengisithwa zindaba ezakithi sengiphethwe ngumbulo ngizwilo yangcinga sengizithwa zindaba ezakithi wendaba ezikude zingumasithela zingifihlela wena wema wendaba ezikude zingumasithela zingifihlela wena wema wendaba ezikude zingumasithela.
Hello everybody and welcome to Singsetela Wena. We continue with Races of Africa with Mr. Arnold Mayibongwe Nkala. In part 1 of Races of Africa, we began in the north of the continent and discussed the Berber people who may be found in modern-day Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, and Mali, as well as the Tuareg of the Sahara. In part 2, we continue this discussion with the ethnic Egyptians near the River Nile.
Arabization and Islamization of Egypt. Today, they now speak Arabic and they now even live in Arabic culture. But back then, during the civilization of Egypt, they were speaking the native Egyptian languages. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the second group, right?
Okay.
So you see, it's a very small group. Yes. They are found in Egypt, mostly in Egypt. Yes.
Are these
the
related
ethnic
to the
Egyptians.
Nubians?
Some of them, because we are going to talk about Nubia, but since you have now asked, Nubia started in the south of Egypt, not the whole of Egypt.
Okay.
Nubia was now in the south. In the south of there's a place called Aswan in Egypt. Just in the south of Aswan, there is a boundary there. It is called the Second Cataract. The Second Cataract. It's a place where in the Nile River there are rocks and stones.
Okay.
So it was more of a political division. Division to say on the southern side of the Second Cataract, it is now Nubia, and then on the northern side, it is now Egypt.
Okay.
So part of the territory which was being called Nubia, it is the south or the north of Nubia today is the south of Egypt.
Okay.
So among Egyptians, we have got people who were Nubians or who had their ancestors called the, but we will talk about that.
Okay.
Because the Nubians were darker than the Nubians were more darker than the
ancient Egyptians.
The ethnic.
Ethnic
Yes.
Egyptians. Okay.
Yeah, yes. So the third group are the Arabs.
Okay.
So the Arabs, they are from Arabia, which is a peninsula in the Western Asia, where this is where you will find these countries in the Asia where they speak Arabic.
Okay.
Like Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Yes. So the Arabs, they established trading relations with Africa from long ago.
Yes.
From long, yes. So they first settled. So their first settlement in Africa, it came through the first Islamic refugees in the 7th century.
Okay.
They were from Mecca in present-day Arabia. Yes. So they sought refuge in the kingdom of Axiom, which is now in the present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea.
Okay.
Yes. So this was around 618 AD or 615 AD.
Okay.
So part of those people, part of those refugees, there was the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, the founder of the Islamic religion. She was called Rukaya. Her mother was called Khadija.
Okay.
Yes. So yes. So now this was the beginning of Islamic religion in the Arabia. So no, in Arabia.
Oh, okay.
In Arabia, it was during the time of the Prophet Muhammad. So now the Prophet was now becoming a threat to the status quo. So now some of his disciples they sought refuge in Africa,
okay.
in Ethiopia. Yes. So yes, but they later returned back to Arabia.
Oh, I see.
So these disciples, they were called the Sahaba in Arabic. Yeah, those were the first Arabs to get into Africa.
Okay.
Yes, but most of them they returned. But those who left, they built the first mosque. The first mosque is in present day Eritrea.
Okay.
Yes. So like in that 7th century AD, there are also some Muslims. So those were Arabs, right?
Yes.
Because now most Arabs they becoming Muslims.
Yes.
So now there were some Muslims under their leader. The Islamic leader was called a Caliph. So it was under Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, who was the father-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. So
yeah, hello.
Yes. So yes, hello, yes. So I was saying they were under the Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, right?
Yes.
Yes, who was the father-in-law of the the Prophet Muhammad. So Prophet Muhammad was married to this Caliph Umar. Hello?
Hello, I'm listening.
Yes. So the Umar's daughter Hafsa is the one who was married to the Prophet Muhammad. So in the seventh, so in the as the years went by, after the death of Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, there were other leaders. So now this was the time when Caliph Umar was now the leader. He is the third leader. He is the third leader. He is the third Islamic leader.
Okay.
Yes. So now they were now coming to invade places. They were now coming to bring Islamic to the world. So sometimes they will use conquest, or we can say military expeditions, to make people accept Islam.
Okay.
So this led to the Arabization and the Islamization of the region. I mean the North African region, the Maghreb. So this is why many people speak Arabic in that region.
Okay.
Yes, because the people who were bringing Islam, they also brought Arabic culture, because they were speaking in Arabic. Because even the Holy Scripture, the Quran, was written in Arabic literature.
Okay.
It was written in Arabic language. Yes. So yes. So it also was the time when they were now permanently settling the Arabs. They were now permanently settling in Africa.
Okay. So this is still around Ethiopia and Eritrea.
No, like they entered in North Africa, right?
Okay.
They entered in North Africa, and then they conquered places like Egypt, and then from there they Islamized people there, and they Arabized people there.
Okay.
Right? Are we together there?
Yes.
And then they started to trade with other African groups.
Yes.
You see?
Okay.
And that is how they. So through trade, it was mostly through trade, how they managed to convince many people to become Muslims.
Okay.
You see, because they were intellectuals. You know, Islam was like a religion of the intellectuals and the educated, because they were speaking it in a very sophisticated way. They were like civilized people. People admired them. You know, they were talking about nice things to the people, and they managed to influence the educated people.
Okay.
Because remember, there was now a university, right? There were now universities in Africa, like Timbuktu, you know. So they were now doing some debates with the intellectuals, and they managed to win those debates, and the intellectuals they adopted Islam, yes. And they were traders, you see.
So
yes.
Timbuktu was there before the Arabs came to Africa?
Let me verify that one. But they were now, like, how can I put it? They were now educated people. We can verify when was Timbuktu, when was it, yeah. But now there were these people who are now educated, the educated people.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. So they managed to convince the elite people, the influential people, the educated people, and they came as traders, right? So people had to compromise with them.
Yes.
So people had to learn this language. It's like today, many people there are so many people who want to know Chinese, because the Chinese, you know, they are coming to the world as business people, right?
Yes, so the people want to learn Chinese to trade with them.
Yes. So people wanted to learn Arabic also, because it was a language of the middleman.
Okay.
Yes. So, and through those interactions, they got to know about Islam. And that is how some people got to become Muslims. And some of those people who got converted to Muslims, some of them, they even used the military expeditions to convert even others, you see.
Okay.
Yeah. So from my understanding, that is how the Arabs managed to Arabize or to Islamize Africa or some African places, especially North Africa. Yes.
Okay. I'm reading here. It says
Yes.
Timbuktu was founded in the 5th century. So that preceded.
It was founded in the 6th century.
Yes.
So yeah, so which means at that time people there who were in Timbuktu, now they're now interacting with these Arabs, and these Arabs, they were winning those debates. So yes, so it was more of trading and intellectual debates more than military conquest that led Islam to be spread to other parts, especially places like Sudan. Yes.
Okay.
Unlike in places like Egypt, like the Maghreb, there it was the military conquest.
Okay.
Yes.
So when they got to places like Mali, they had to convince them because they were already established scholars, so they had to be a bit more.
Yes.
The dialogue was more of exchange of ideas
of scholars.
Yeah, of scholars.
It was more of a scholarly. Yes. So it was more of a sophisticated, because now the mission was to spread Islam.
Yes.
So it's either by conquest, or by intellectual discussions.
Okay.
So if you're not convinced, maybe military conquest can convince you.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Okay.
Yes. So we have already talked about some. We have already said this. Do you remember we spoke about the Sahrawi people?
Yes.
We said they also have got Arabic blood, right?
Yes.
Which means among the people of Western Sahara, the Sahrawi people, some of them they've got ancestors who are Arabs.
Okay.
Yes, and I even say that in Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, they speak Arabic and Spanish, right?
Yes.
Yes. So now I'm showing you some ethnic groups, right?
Yes.
Which are from the Arabic race. Okay. So we also have got the Juhayna tribe. There are people called the Juhayna people, who say that. Hello, are we
yes,
together?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
Where are they found?
So I was saying, okay, they are found in like they are found in many places. But before I can tell you where they are found, I wanted to say we have got the Juhayna people, who they say their ancestor is called Abdallah al-Juhani from Arabia.
Okay.
So they are called in different groups. So now they are even called in different groups. You see, now in different subgroups. For example, we have got some who are called the Baggara or the Abala. The Baggara or the Abala. They are found in Sudan.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We have got the Shuwa people. We have got the Shuwa. They are found mostly in Cameroon, Nigeria, and Chad.
Okay.
So the Baggara Arabs, they are also called the Chadian Arabs.
Okay.
So
in Nigeria and Cameroon, they are also Arabs.
Yes, they are called Shuwa.
Okay.
Arabs, as in Shuwa. They are called Shuwa Arabs. Yes.
Okay.
Those are the Arabs. Yes. In Cameroon and Nigeria and Chad.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So the Baggara Arabs, they are also called the Chadian Arabs. And some of the researchers that I consulted in the preparation of these interviews, there is a researcher who said that they are considered to be some of the most beautiful men due to their
mixed heritage,
Black African blood.
Okay.
Yeah. Arabic and Black African blood. Yes.
Okay.
So they have intermixed with the Black Africans. Yes. So you will see this in most Sudan people. They are not really light skinned. They've got this blackness in them.
Okay.
And they also have got this Arab. Yes. So we also have got Arabs who came to East Africa as Mohammedan refugees. Later, if you remember, the Semite, do you remember?
Can you please repeat that?
I am saying, do you remember last time when we were talking about the Lemba people?
Yes.
I spoke about Mohammedan refugees who came with Suleiman and Saidi.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yes. So those were some of the refugees. So Suleiman and Saidi, they were leaders of the refugees from Oman.
Okay.
Yes, in 684 AD. Yes, those were Islam. Yes, and then I said Zaid. There was another leader called Zaid,
yes,
who came from Yemen in 720 AD. Yes, so they went to East Africa. We spoke about them.
Yes, yes, we did.
Yeah, so those were Arabs also. Those were Arab refugees, Muslim refugees who were now being accepted in East Africa.
Okay.
So their heritage is there in East Africa. Yes. So some of them, they even intermixed with Black Africans to come up with a new social group called the Swahili people. So
Okay.
the Swahili people are a mix of Arabs and Black Africans.
Okay.
So the Swahili, they are mostly found, the ethnic Swahili people, they are found in the Swahili coast, which is from, Swahili coast is from Beira in Mozambique up until around Somalia there.
Okay.
Around Somalia there, yes. Yes. So those are the ethnic Swahili. But Swahili is now widespread, the language, but the ethnic people there who are made of Arabs and Black Africans, they are found in the Swahili coast.
Okay.
Okay, so the fourth group now is the Spanish people. We do have got Spanish people.
Okay.
I don't know what to call Spanish people in Europe. Is it an ethnic group? Is it a race? What do you call them?
Is it more of nation building, more to do with nations than...
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Because Spain is a nation. Is this when...
Yes.
Because it gets complicated when people started nation building and then...
Yes. So we do have got Spanish people in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are light to olive skin. Some are light to they've got light to dark brown hair.
Okay.
They've got brown eyes. Some are even blonde. Yeah. So the Spaniards are well established in Africa to a point of having territories under Spain.
Okay, and whereabouts are they found?
In Africa. Sorry?
Which areas are they found?
Okay, there's a place called Ceuta, in the most northern part of Africa there.
Okay.
Right there. There's a place called Ceuta. Yes, it's a city. So some of the people who are, I think you have heard of African immigrants trying to cross the Mediterranean
okay,
sea, right?
that strip.
Yes.
That links
So
Africa and...
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So now some of the immigrants, they are trying to cross to Ceuta. They don't even need to cross the Mediterranean Sea.
Okay.
Because there are Spanish territories there in the most northern part of Africa. Yes. And then there's another territory called Melilla. It is also there up there.
Okay. Are these islands?
In the north. No, they're not islands. They are, how can I put it? Okay, do you see a place like Lesotho and Swaziland?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, like they are found inside. So they are inside Morocco. They are attached to Morocco, but the difference is that they are in the most northern part.
Okay.
They are attached to Morocco, but yeah. So they're not inside Morocco. They are just next to Morocco, and then there's the ocean there.
Okay.
So
okay.
Spain does not start in the northern part of the Mediterranean Sea. Spain starts in the southern part of Africa. The southern border of Spain is in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have got Ceuta. But when they write it, if you want to research about it, it's Ceuta. Ceuta. Ceuta.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then there's Melilla.
Okay.
Yeah. Then so these are the two territories. So Ceuta became under Spanish rule in the 7th century, and Melilla in the century.
Okay.
But Morocco does not recognize them. Morocco says it is their territory. So Morocco does not recognize them as they recognize them as part of Morocco.
Okay.
But internationally, they are part of Spain. There are Spanish military there, Spanish bases there.
Okay, I see.
Yes. So they
Hello. Please repeat that.
I was saying people in those territories, right?
Yes.
In Ceuta and Melilla.
Yeah.
They speak Spanish and also Arabic.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So that is the fourth group.
Okay.
Okay. So we are coming to the fifth group, right?
Yes.
Okay, these are the Jews.
Yes.
Yes. So the Jews, we can say they belong to the they are Semitic, right?
Yes.
Race. Some they say that, yes. So the Jews, they come from the Hebrew kingdoms of Israel and Judah.
Yes.
Yes. So like they were made up of 12 tribes, right? They were made up of 12 tribes, and then these 12 tribes they divided. So the 10 tribes made up the kingdom of Israel, and the 2 tribes, which is the tribe of Judah and Benjamin, they made up the kingdom of Judah. So, are we still together?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So after the Assyrian and Babylonian invasions, there are many Jews who were exiled.
Yes.
But some of them, but some of them later returned back to present day is under the Judea province of Palestine. So, but even though some of them they returned, there are so many Jews who just went to diaspora during those invasions. So we have got some of the Jews who went to seek refuge in North Africa. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. So those Jews, they are being called. Okay. So they are. So the first group. So Jews in different So I am going to talk about them in different times. That this group came in this time. This group came at this time to Africa. Okay. So we have a group called the Mizrahi Jews. The Mizrahi Jews.
Okay.
So they are found in Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, Sudan, Egypt, and the Canary Islands. But the Canary Islands is now under Spain.
Yes.
It's a Spanish territory. Yes. So So these Mizrahi Jews, they came during those. They were those were the Jews in the diaspora. They are also called Oriental Jews. You can research about the Oriental Jews. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they came as refugees after the Babylonian invasion in the 6th century BC. Yes. So and they were even allowed to practice Judaism.
Yes,
and their culture. Yes,
I know.
Even-
I found
Yes.
I saw them in Morocco. There's there's
Wow,
a
okay.
population of Jew. Yes, they said some people some
Yes.
went to Israel when Israel was established in the 1940s.
Oh yes, the Aliyah, yes.
Yes, but some of them decided to stay, and they still live in Morocco.
Oh, okay. Wonderful, yeah. So even during the time of the Islamic and Arabic expansion in Northern Africa in the 7th century AD, they were even allowed to practice their culture and their religion.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So I am going to tell you a certain background so to understand the Jews in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Romans, right? They conquered Jerusalem in 63 BC, and they made Palestine under the Roman Empire. And then in 47 BC, the Roman Empire at that time was called Julius Caesar, and he made and then he made an Edomite called Antipa as his representative in Judea province of Palestine. So the Edomites were people who are found in present day Jordan, in Jordan, yes. So Julius Caesar made an Edomite Antipa his representative in Judea province in 7 BC, right? Where those are we together?
Yes.
And then in 37 BC, Antipas' son called Herod became the king of the Jews, was made the king of the Jews of Judea under the overlordship of the Roman Empire. So according to the Bible, Jesus Christ was born during the reign of this King Herod in Judea.
Okay.
So in 66 AD, the Jews revolted against the Romans, and then the Romans retaliated. In the summer of 70 AD, a legion of 70,000 Roman soldiers and his son Titus, they destroyed the rebellion of the Jews, which was so these Jewish rebels, they were called the Zealots. They are called the Zealots. Yes.
Okay.
So this retaliation of the Romans, it resulted to the Jews again. So the Jews, they spread again. They went into diaspora. Some of them, they got established in the Rhineland, which is as the Ashkenazi Jews, right? So you have got the Ashkenazi Jews.
Okay.
Some of them, they're even in Poland. And then those who got established in Spain and Portugal became known as the Sephardic Jews, right?
Okay.
And the Catholic monarchs the Jews in the kingdoms. You see, this led to many Sephardic Jews North Africa.
Hello?
Hello, yes. I think you had a question, right?
No. I couldn't hear you. So can you repeat the last bit again?
Okay, I said, okay, did you hear about the establishment of the Jews in Spain and Portugal, who called themselves the Sephardic Jews?
Oh, yes. Please go on.
Okay, so I said on the 31st of March 1492, the Catholic monarchs of Spain, they expelled the Jews in their kingdoms.
Okay.
So this led to many Sephardic Jews to find refuge among the Mizrahi Jews in North Africa.
Okay.
Yes. So now in North Africa, I said we have got the Mizrahi Jews, and then we have got Sephardic Jews.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, why am I telling you this background? It is because sometimes the Jews, they are they are referred to they are all referred as Jews. Sometimes they are also generally referred to as the Sephardic Jews. So here I was just trying to make you fully understand.
And what?
They are
Okay.
sometimes called Mizrahi Jews or Sephardic Jews. So there are those who came during the Babylonian invasion, those who came during the expansion from Spain.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we also got Falasha Jews. We spoke about those ones to remember when we spoke about the Lemba, the Falasha Jews.
Oh
the
yes.
Falasha
Yes.
Jews.
Yes.
Yes. So the Falasha Jews, they are found in Ethiopia, and some of their offshoots are the ones which we call the Lemba people.
This concludes this segment of Races of Africa. Join us again soon for another part. And a big thank you to Mr. Arnold Mayibongwe Nkala. And please remember to like, follow, and most importantly, share our podcast if you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate your support. See you soon.
Wendabezikude zingumasithela zimfihlela